Well, it's pretty darn dark in here. I didn't expect that. So we'll just have to deal with it. It's pretty cloudy. I want to talk about it being all gone. A crypto crash that has wiped out probably at this point millions of people because millions of people don't understand why it's happening. I want to talk about that today. And I want to ask you a question because on the surface, you would think that this title is clickbait, but I guarantee you it's not because I'm going to cover a lot of different investments. But I'm just curious. Can you type yes or no if you own any crypto? And I'm curious because I want to know how many people that don't own crypto. And I can guarantee you're going to learn a lot from this video. Clicked on this video because of the title. Okay. So as you guys are answering, looks like there's a handful of no's. Perfect. I'm going to teach you something incredible because I had a meeting with my master, my DeFi trading group. Now, just so you know, throughout the dawn of my investing experience, I have been a trader and an investor, two totally different mentalities. And right now, I would be telling you should be gobbling up everything you could grab on lower prices. But the truth is, most people don't. And last night, I was bracing for the worst. About 500 people jumped on the call, and crypto is massively down. But something was really exciting because I get to teach that group of people way different than I can teach anyone on YouTube. Truth is, most people, when they are given something for free, like a video on the internet, they don't really take it to heart. They don't put a lot of time into it and they just discard it, or they read the headline, listen to the first 60 seconds and hang up. They just drop off. And for a specific reason, especially when I started the YouTube channel, I left all of the best things that I would talk about from my experiences or knowledge towards the middle or end of the video. And people would actually comment on that because they would see like, wow, it wasn't until like the end and he really started going. And I did that because I only want to attract and teach intelligent people. An intelligent person doesn't necessarily know a lot of things like why is the stock market up or why is the crypto market down, but they know enough to shut up and listen, right? I was told once, Robert Kiyosaki actually in 2005 got a little snippy with me one day because I'm in a group of people, Tony Robbins and him, and there's like 10 of us in a room and we're sitting there talking and I'm not talking, I'm listening. And he looks at me and he goes, "What do you have to say about this?" I'm like, "Oh no, I'm here to listen." He goes, "If you're in this circle, you're going to talk. So answer the question." I'm like, all right. So I answered the question. And it was enough of an understanding between all of them and and me that I knew enough to keep my mouth shut because I wasn't the smartest guy in the room. But when the smartest guys in the room asked me a question, gosh darn it, I had a good answer. And so last night, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been very hard on my students throughout this year. These crypto cycles are very violent. They whipsaw up, they crash down, they whipsaw up, and you're about to experience that again. And it's all about controlling my students' emotions, right? Because if I can control their emotions, I can get them to do their due diligence properly. They can vet out a lot of the crap in the market, and they can make really good decisions. And then, because they've seen me multiple times when I buy or sell something, or when I take profits, or I show them why they need to be taking profits at specific times. When times like this happen, they're excited. Like last night, I was like a kid in a candy store buying up cryptos because what is happening right now is massive institutions understand that exchanges are shaking out these leveraged longs. They're destroying them. The sad part of that young man that killed himself in his Lamborghini on he was found on October 11th because the market had collapsed on a one-day flash crash, and then it came back, but he was completely leveraged, and that's horrible. Well, myself, along with a lot of other people that have been trading and investing in real crypto on big exchanges for a long time, know how to see where the leverage is. Exchanges really know how to see it. We get to see the order book, and we can tell, where the emotion is by the heat map of the buys and sells. And because of the lack of regulation right now, exchanges can really do some interesting things with setting. I'll give an example. All these traders talk about put in your limits, your stop limits, all that stuff. Guys, type 1 if you've heard a trader talk about that. Oh, make sure you got your stops and your limits and all these, So here's the problem with that. Exchanges can see that. And when there are a lot of, I call them lazy investors, someone that buys something and they throw up a limit sell order 10 or 20% above it. And this is their mentality. Hey, in the middle of the night, if it triggers, I just scored 20% and a win's a win. I get that. But the problem is the exchanges can see that. And they can look at everybody's orders and they go, you know what? If we sell just this certain amount of crypto, we'll cause a cascade of all of these orders, and they'll trigger all of them, and it'll make it even worse. And in the middle of the night, it's like everything collapses. And there's a special time, and I'm not going to tell you when it is at night. As a matter of fact, why don't you guys go ahead and guess? Pacific time. Put the Pacific time in the middle of the night when crypto always hits its lowest point. There's a special time. And the reason why is because it's when the least amount of human beings are awake watching those portfolios. And it's important to know that. I told Dylan last night, and I said, I'm going to set an alarm for that time. I'm going to wake up, check the portfolio. And that's exactly when it hits lowest. I looked at all my positions and which ones I wanted to add to. I'm like, nope, they're going to probably go down a little bit more. There's going to be a little bit more panic, and we'll deal with that. Today, man, you guys are nailing it. Okay, those are my students. All right. So, okay. So, my point being is last night, I get on the phone, and everybody that has made little mistakes knew what they did right away, and they were little. Some of people that make big mistakes know exactly why they made a mistake, but it was amazing. Every single one of them said, we know what you're trying to do. Thank you. And it's very nice when your students are grateful for what you're trying to do. And this next year, I'm about to go into a whole nother realm, always teaching people with these low ticket items, but I'm about to assemble the nation's wealthiest people into master groups that are, it's going to really change the game for a handful of people, because this channel, and I haven't asked Dylan yet, but I'm about to put a call out. As a matter of fact, if you've become a millionaire since you've been watching the channel, can you do me a favor? And there's a link to the newsletter. Can you just join the newsletter? Because I think what we're going to do is we're going to tap the newsletter for a request for everyone to put in just a 1-paragraph story. Because I want to start highlighting these, because we get emails all the time about people hitting their $1 million goal when I started the channel. And we're about to start taking those millionaires and go to Deca millionaires. I want to see millionaires become worth 10. And only a handful of people, less than 1% of the people who watch this channel will listen to this and pay attention. And the thing is, you can't help the masses. I can't help the masses. I can help the few that want to pay attention. Let me ask you this. Right now, from watching my channel, because, I rile certain groups up on purpose, like the XRP group, right? You guys, I still own some XRP, but I sold a lot of it off. And during that time, we rode multiple waves of crypto cycles during the boom times this year. And that's coming back. You're going to see one more whipsaw this year. You're going to see a crash down in Q1. And then you're going to probably see another whipsaw mid to end of Q2, because the Fed's going to finally, and the government's really going to intervene, because the news will be out that the economy is tanking, right? Even though we all know it is. And so we took that money and just boom, 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 boom. And I'm about to roll it back into XRP. Not yet, because there's one more big move coming. And then I'm going to roll it back in, and I'll have 5 times the XRP, just like I hope all of my students, or you would have. But let me ask you this. And honestly, and right now, if you've never owned crypto, this is a really awesome time to start wading in with $50. That's not financial advice. This is life advice. When you're watching something, boom, boom, boom. And right now you're watching this guy, this dork on YouTube in his car, right? Me. I'm talking about me. And you had Bitcoin at what? $1.26. And it's now sitting at what? 82, 83, maybe 84 right now. It'll probably dip down again. And you go, yeah, I've been waiting. I wish I would have done it. Why wouldn't you buy $50 worth, right? This is like textbook finance 101, controlling your emotions. So let me ask you this. Type buy or sell if you should be buying or selling crypto right now. I'm just curious. And there are some people right now that are freaking out because they made a foolish decision and put way more than they should have in crypto, and they're going to sell at a loss. And it's really sad. Now, if you're going to, do a wash trade, hey, I'm not a financial or tax advisor. I can't say anything. I'm just saying I've done them before. But that's just me. That's just because, I like to be on top of taxes. But look at everybody right now, right? Oh, and somebody said, one person had said sell, they said sell at a profit. Exactly. I've been through long crypto downturns, right? We don't have anyone that's telling you we're out a 4-year cycle doesn't know anything about crypto and probably doesn't own a whole lot of crypto. I'm just going to say that right now for the record. I'll say it again because they're watching. Anyone saying we're in the 4-year cycle has no idea about what's going on with the macro outlook for cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. Matter of fact, they probably couldn't tell you the difference between the two without doing a Google search. So, we are in that point where you should be this long period I was talking about, when XRP topped at $3 and change in 2018, and then it went down and it sat like it ultimately went down to like in the teens, 16, 18 cents for years. Instead of whining, I sold my house. I sold a trailer. I did flips. I flipped a lot of trailers, 156 trailers I flipped with my friend, and I bought as much as I could. And then there was a day where I got to sell it. That was this year. Now I'm dealing with the taxes. That's always fun. As a matter of fact, I'm going to release one of my tax advisor, which can't even take clients because he works for the uber wealthy. He's going to be teaching a course on crypto taxes with me here in a handful of weeks. So you may want to check that out. I think it's going to help a lot. I know it's going to help thousands and thousands of people. But once you learn about how to do this right and how to make money constantly because you're controlling your emotions, you're going to absolutely kill it. So do me a favor. No, don't type that. I'd probably get the video taken down. Type crush it if you plan on controlling your emotions or getting even more control of your emotions in 2026 and absolutely crushing it, because we're going to move into a couple different cycles. We're still going to have the crypto cycle in play, and we're going to be moving into 2 other cycles in 2026. And I think it's really important for people to really think about it. Like, if I can't get my emotions under control, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, or I should do it a lot less. Or maybe, hey, this comes from a addictive gambler, just, me. I was an addictive gambler in my late teens and early 20s. I just serious. I had to get that under control. And I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in the stock market in my early 20s that I gained from buying and selling real estate. And I threw it away at the stock market casino because I couldn't get my emotions under control. And it wasn't until 2017 that happened. I just want to be fully transparent with you let me share something with you. I know a handful of felons. I hate that word. They call themselves felons. I hate that. But because it's just a label, right? But these are guys that had committed a felony, right? And they went to jail a long time ago, and they're getting their lives back together. And I encourage them. I try and speak over them as much as I can and show them how to start, and they're starting their own businesses and stuff, and they're absolutely killing it. And one of the young men asked me a few days ago, he said, he doesn't know what I do online, just, he doesn't know anything about me other than, he's helping me with one of my remodels. And I said, he goes, where'd you go to school to learn all this? I said, I didn't go to any school. I failed out of high school. I couldn't make it through college. I tried some community college courses. But I read a lot of books, and I learned how to hang out with more successful people and do everything they said. If you ask any of my mentors if I've ever questioned what they said, it's not true. As a matter of fact, some of them might be on here, and some of them are some of the richest people on earth, and they know that Travis has never ever questioned. I just did. And I'm telling you right now, it's important for people to realize how important it is to get under mentorship. But in order to get under good mentorship, you need to become a mentor yourself. You need to go help other people. I will always help people and give free advice. I will always, and if you've ran into me anywhere in the world, that, unless there's been a couple times I really gotta go to the bathroom and I'm running, or I'm just being honest, or I'm late for a plane, I will stop and I go, do you have any questions? Because I'm always looking to sow into someone, because I am expecting later for someone to sow into me. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, do me a favor and type 10. I'll know you made it till the end and you got something out of this. Um, I'm buying crypto like it's going out of style, but I'm not deploying. I'm deploying 50% of my cash last night and this morning. The other 50% of my, because I was about 20 to 23%, I think, roughly in cash as of 2 days, 3 days ago. And so I'm pretty excited right now, but I'm not deploying all of it. And if all of a sudden it takes off tomorrow, well, you know what? Still got the cash and I'm under my emotions are under control. All right. I'm not spazzing out and freaking out and panicking online. I hope you got something out of this. The Ninja is out.